Good evening, Randomizer fans, and welcome to Final Fantasy Randomizer Fall League Melbourne Murder Mystery. My name is Lord Fizzlebeef. Joining with me in the booth today is Danny. How's it going, Danny?
Doing pretty good. Tonight we're taking mystery, the whole theme, to a whole new level. And we're just mixing up the map and making it to where nobody knows where they're going.
Yep, we take our themes very seriously around these parts, so we have
Sure do.
scrambled the entire world map. This is going to be a brand new adventure for all of us. The runners, the audience, us in the booth, everybody. ProcGen Overworld is new and very fun. But it's got a couple interesting ground rules to it, and it will be neat to see where our runners take it. Looking at parties, we've got quite a few similar options and one standout. I see Tetron with Fighter Red Double Black. I see Gouda with Fighter Thief Red Black. I see Forsaken Sadness with Fighter Thief Red Black. And I see Demon Frog, the very spiciest, with Fighter None Red Black. Which of these parties do you like the most?
I like having a thief because it helps run, but I would honestly take any of these. Okay. I might not go 3-man because that scares me a little, but any of the other ones I would gladly take.
Mm-hmm. So, worth noting that there's a bit of a class restriction effect going on in that it's not quite free party select. Runners are given 7 classes. There can be duplicates. And of those 7 classes, they make a party of 4 characters, and they can choose to take nuns. And it looks like the only big problem with it was no white mages. So,
I mean, you say that's a problem. I'm not hearing a problem.
And we're off.
Also, quick note on limitations quality. One of our runners has decided they wanted to use all of it when they're streamed tonight, so this might be a little bumpy occasionally. Apologies in advance.
So, caught a glimpse of the world. We've got one giant southern continent and one giant northern continent. Taking a look at magic, level 1.
Being lit 3 bracket. So black magic, there was a lot of it, and it was all good.
White magic, we've got Cure 3, Cure 4. Cure 4 is promo locked.
And one of our fancy dance flags we have on is Hand Givers. And the little fellow behind the black magic shop in Canaria just told us that our floater is hanging out with Bahamut.
Now, he says it's hanging out with Bahamut. One thing to note about this flag set is that the hint NPCs are easily confused. Why are they easily confused? Well, because we've randomized the locations of all the boxes. So he says Bahamut, but realistically, it's potentially any Cardia. And it looks like we have an early Lefane. Lefane this week has the Lefane Superstore option on. Get the 1 through 6 magic for both schools, and also the level 7 on-rack shops, and also the single level 8 Lefane shop.
I mean, it's nice to see this early sometimes, but mostly it's the game saying, hey, look at all the magic you can't afford yet.
And already in Garland's room, we've got the Oxiel. What are our incentives today? Everything loose. So everything's loose, and all the boxes are moved around, and we have hints that are kind of accurate, but not the most accurate. The true randomizer experience. And already we've got a reroll. Forsaken Sadness. Are we re-rolling the party, or did we oops? That looks like a straight re-roll. I wonder what happened.
I'm not sure, I didn't see. But its party, I'm not sure is any different, so I think maybe an oops. which is unfortunate, but better happen this early when, it doesn't put you too far behind.
Most everybody has piled into TOF, and worth noting in here, we've also got something else that's on today. There are boxes with marks on them, and when you open them, ta-da, it's a fight. A couple rules about what that means. Number one, all the boxes with an X on them have something designated as rare gear. Sometimes that rare gear is a wear sword, and we don't care. Sometimes that rare gear is a Maza. And the encounters that it pulls are what it refers to as quote-unquote local formations. And that's basically B-side tiles of whatever zone we're in. For TOF, for example, we found an ogre and creeps because there is a 1 to 2 creep encounter that you can get in TOF. The B side of that is ogre plus 1 to 3 creeps, so we get one of them. This gets sketchy when we open marked boxes in places like Dwarf Cave that aren't supposed to have encounters. It can get spooky real fast. But in dungeons that you can see the stuff. And already, we've got Loose Herb, we've got Loose Tail.
We've had Loose Oxyel and Toper. We also, in that marked box in Toper was open, we found a ribbon.
Okay.
While our key items won't be in those marked boxes, gear that's incentivized, like your ribbon and your Maza and your katana, those you will find in marked boxes.
So, Demon Frog went to go talk to the Hint NPC in Lefane, and I was about ready to make fun of him for getting lupid. Little did I know, I saw English on the screen, and we have learned that our slab is in, I think it said Dwarf Cave, but Dwarf Cave is mixed with other locations, so...
So it could be there, or it could be in the lock, in one of the locked boxes, which we don't have keys, so if that's where that, we're not getting a slab anytime soon.
Let's see. I missed some of these magic checks. We've got level 5 fast. Oh, one of our trackers was kind enough to document all of the magic for us, so let's see what we're working with today. Over in Black Magic, so we've got level 1. Level 1 is packed with lots of fun, tasty options. Level 3, we got Ice 3 and Zap. Level 4, we got Fire 3. Level 5, we got Fast. Level 6... And level 7 second slot Nuke. I believe that is Black Mage learnable. Level 8 Temper, that is not. Meanwhile, over in White Magic, I don't want to look at that list. It depresses me.
A little bit, but there is a couple of good things occasionally there that our red mages can use. Cure 4 is at 1 once we promote, which we've already got our tail. We just have to find Bahamut. Life 2 is going to be learnable and Wall at 4. And other than that, yeah. A whole lot of nothing we care about, so...
So Tetron and Gouda are in Marsh Cave, and with shuffled boxes, we're going to explore all kinds of rooms that we have never been in before, because there is a pretty decent chance that there is a box in them. With the shuffled boxes, I believe link chests have been removed, so we definitely need to open a box if we see it.
Yeah, you're basically opening every box that's not marked until you know you have all your key items.
So Tetron remembered what even is this room. I don't know if Gouda saw it. He's already down on the 3rd floor.
I may have until yesterday forgot that was a room in all of my practices.
It is...
Thanks to everybody who raced yesterday and reminded me. Appreciate it.
It's a room that you only go into in the randomizer.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a room that you only see if you go into the randomizer. So, both Tetron and Gouda picking up the loose crystal out of Marsh. Demon Frog joining the Marsh party. Forsaken? Oh, that's the volcano. We got... Lightning 3? We got Lightning 3. And we got Warp. Oh, volcano play. I like it.
I think this Florin volcano might be the biggest pain out of every other place when you have relocated chests.
And Forsaken immediately finding loose loot. That's payoff. And also, yes, this room in particular is one of the worst in shuffle box mode. Because there's all kinds of the boxes themselves create barriers in the maze, and it's so annoying to make it through. Forsaken getting rumbled by the fire encounter decides to abandon ship and head elsewhere.
This as long as he doesn't forget that loot there.
Mm-hmm.
Good and ice. It's our first adventure into ice. Which we do have warp, which normally is one of those spells you're like, you've got warp, you don't mind ice. But in this flag, it's basically mute. And you usually don't need it because all the boxers are somewhere you don't need warp for. Which is actually kind of nice when you run into like ice early and you don't have warp yet, and then you dread it just a tiny bit less.
Mm-hmm. Tetron encountering Grimps with Blaze. This will come back to haunt us in Earth Cave. And, ooh, second ribbon sighting in Ice Cave in that first room. So a little bit of note-taking going on, I think, as Tetron joins Gouda in Ice Cave, Demon Frog. Still clearing out the most annoying dungeon floor in the world, Marsh 3rd floor.
It's so many rooms.
Forsaken getting the goodies out of Dwarf Cave and pondering what we're going to do. We know where Volcano is, but it just kicked the crap out of us, so I don't think we want to go back there just yet.
I mean, at this level, with only level 1 magic, I mean, you can, but you probably don't want to open any boxes with X's on.
Loose adamant picked up for Gouda in this suspiciously dense room in Ice Cave. There's a lot of boxes here. I don't think we're going to find many anywhere else.
It makes walking around the little holes so much harder not to fall into.
Mm-hmm. That's not how the boxes in that room are supposed to go, but there's our slab.
Remember that time we were told it was in Dwarf Cave?
I might have misread it. It might have said Ice Cave, because Ice Cave is self-contained.
Okay.
That's one of the fun bits, is that some of the areas, their stuff is all mixed up and jumbled together. Like, Dwarf Cave, Waterfall, Matoya, and Sarda are all kind of in a pool that just gets stuff, like, sloshing around in it. Same with the 4 castles, Canaria, Elfland, Ordeals, and Northwest. All those stuff sloshes around in between them. Most everything else, though, is its own self-contained thing. So, like, Marsh is only going to have Marsh boxes. Ice, I believe, only has Ice boxes.
Something I wish I would remember for my race, but I know I'm not gonna. Demon Frog getting through that Firemental box that was a little unkind to Forsaken, getting an Opal Gauntlet for his trouble.
Okay.
I mean, probably not going to use it, and it's not normally good for much other than Bender Cash, but the experience is good.
I will say, one of the new Blursings I've seen that actually makes Opal Gauntlet usable is the Equip Gauntlet and Helmets bonus.
Mm-hmm.
because I will gladly equip an Opal Gauntlet until I find a Pro Ring that's better.
So Grey Worms have Blizzard. That's unfortunate. Sorry, Demon.
So between the high power fire elementals and the Grey Worms with Blizzard, I might be tempted to just write off all the marked boxes in here. Because the marked boxes only have good gear, which means that they won't have key items, and we need a boat. Or we'll throw caution to the wind and just open more boxes.
Yeah, Demon's getting through things like the fire element a little easier because he has that Ice 3, so it wasn't too bad to get through.
And Tetron discovers Titan. We don't have a Ruby also, and this isn't 100% rule, but in ProcGen Overworld, more often than not, Titan tends to be a wormhole to a continent that you cannot access by any other means that has some things on it. Like in a practice seed I did recently, the Titan wormhole led to Earth Cave and Volcano. It was horrible.
I've had them where they've led to different fiend dungeons, or I think I even had one that led to like Topher. It's sure is something. I'm gonna leave it at that because that I can say on air.
It's true.
Yeah, we found that Titans, and right beside it was Earth. Which you always feel a little bad finding when you don't have the rod, because there could very well be something in like those first 3 floors that you need. But nobody wants to dive Earth and have to warp back out and then come back. Unless I've missed something, it definitely looks like our progression is either further down in Volcano or in the first 3 floors of Earth.
It's a bit of a disaster because, like, that's a no-win scenario between a volcano with a lot of lethal threats and an Earth you don't have the rod for. Like, oh.
That demon made its way down the Agama floor, which maybe it's just me. I have found more often that has a lot of empty rooms.
It's so bizarre because it feels like Volcano, like half of it floats to the top, the other half sinks to the bottom, and then you're just standing there on Agama floor and there's just nothing. And it's like, okay, cool, neat. Chat pointing out that Monday's race had Cube and Mirage too. Such is the beautiful terror of Oops All Loose.
Yeah, I saw that. Went, oh. Ew. Hey, we've got a boat from a pirate.
Canonical somehow. So,
uh-huh.
Worth noting that we do have free canal on. Because honestly, canal is sometimes like the worst thing to try and dig out in ProcGen Overworld. So we just, as a mercy, we give it for free. But what that boat means is that we can go to the other mega continent and see if we can land somewhere, see if we can get stuff.
So far on this last volcano floor, we've got a loose TNT. Which also a real unfun floor to check.
Yeah, Gouda's got the right idea. You start at mid-left, and then you just go all the way around, and then the last room you hit's the carry room.
He and Demon are both doing the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so...
And Tetron spotted our floater desert, which I recall seeing over near the Provoca location.
There's one nice thing of these flags is like you don't need canoe for floater. You need to be able to get to where like the desert dock is, but you don't unless it's canoe locked, which there's been plenty of times it hasn't been. Tetron found a defense +4 sword in Sarda. Another room you don't often find things in, other than furniture.
Hey,
And a crown.
And I don't think we found Northwest Castle yet.
Nope.
There is some debate on the value of the key item NPCs in Oops All Loose. Like, math says they should basically be ignored at all costs. And yet, in this very run tonight, we saw a very required ship at the Pirates. So...
one of those things where, you know, like, okay, chances are they won't have anything, and not running back to check stuff saves you time. But in the back of your head, you're just like, but if I don't check it, it's gonna come back to bite me, because it's probably something I need. And then you waste 20 minutes. It's great. Alright, another ribbon on Carrie's floor according to our tracker, which means we're up to 3. Which is really good for Demon, because that's all he needs. Right, so we don't have a really good weapon, and our magic isn't exactly great for fiends, so... oh, well. Okay, so we did have it fast.
Mm-hmm.
I have no clue what temper. Yeah, I don't know what he's an axe of some sort. Which after a fast and a temper is only hitting for 100. So.
Mm-hmm. I had to double check that we weren't on randomized treasures, and we're not. So that's all 3 ribbons accounted for.
I see this is fun.
And Demon Frog makes it through carry. See if Gouda can do the same. I see now that we've got our red mage have the temper blessing, and our black mage has the fast blessing. So the magic blessings have been reworked so that if you start with a spell, it starts in your first slot of level 8, and you start with 2 charges of it. If you level high enough to get additional level 8 charges, you will get more, but for the vast majority of the game, you'll just have it as a spell with 2 charges.
Hey, so our king had the X-Cal, and Sarah had the key. It's like they heard us talking about him and decided they were going to have a bunch of key items to make us look possibly wrong.
The Canarian throne room is loaded. We've got a Vorpal -2 in there as well. Basically endgame central over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and at the 23-minute mark, we have Bridge Boss. Tetron with an efficient kill there.
And I do believe that was our blacksmith with the cube.
Oh, man. The good thing no one on stream has said something about how NPCs are generally bad for key items. They would look silly right now.
I think Tetron is the person on stream who's probably done the most exploring outwards. And it's gotten a lot done with nothing but level 1 magic. Because I saw those casties and went, oh, right, we got Ice 3, let's go! And then I went, oh, no, he doesn't.
Nope, we got Lightning 3, spray and pray. But finds the Power Gauntlet. That's a find.
Someone saw LaFane didn't have money and has yet to go back.
So Gouda, second in the boat race. Gonna pick up some items and probably on his way. It's an interesting question of who's in the lead right now. Like, Tetron has definitely explored the most, but Gouda and Demon already have an orb kill under their belt. And they have knowledge of where the loot is, because it's in their inventory.
It's a good place to find it. Forsaken gets his loot again. And he's going back to the fire elements. He wants revenge. Or maybe not.
Maybe thought better about it. You know, you get into the fight, you square up, and then you look at your opponent and you go, actually, I've decided to be elsewhere. Have a good day.
Nothing wrong with the peaceful resolution.
So Tetron and Gaia location, loading up on heal potions. Did we talk to Hint NPC? I'm not sure that we did.
I saw him walk past it, unless because he had been around it once, unless he did the first time he kind of went there. I did not see him talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
He either is not worried about what information they have, or forgot they had any to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Is he anything like me? He's completely forgotten.
Meanwhile, Demon Frog just left Dwarf Cave, and I see the adamant in inventory, but did he get the cube?
He did.
Okay. So, ProcGen Overworld and Oops All Loose. What do we actually need? Well, there's a lot of key item icons in the tracker, but the only ones we actually really care about, we need the key and the loot to get into Topher. We need the Oxiel to get into Sea. We need the Rod to get to the bottom of Earth. We need the Chime and the Cube to get into Sky. We're almost certainly going to need, at a minimum, the ship. Probably also the canoe, but we might be able to get away without it. And the reverse is true. Maybe we just need the canoe and not the floater. The fetch items... who knows? They could lead somewhere, they could not lead somewhere, but I'd bet on the ruby being more often required than not.
Okay, so I know I saw. I was just checking because I know Demon had the cube, and I know we saw the cube, and it's marked on our tracker. But Demon's tracker is just like, nah, we ain't lighting up that little green box today. Y'all just have to deal.
It's fine. We know he has the cube in his heart. Oh, there it goes. We got there. Now he has it in his heart and his hand. So Tetron, sailing around the world, we've spotted Mirage Tower. Probably going to take a moment to note just where we found that. Big ol' fancy river dock, and another one next to it. There's a castle. Let's see. We've found... Actually, have we found any of those? I'm not sure that we have. At least the ones that look like that. So Gouda picking up the power gauntlet. Seems to be continuing the exploration path in the footsteps of Tetron.
Yeah, while Gouda and Demon decided to go ahead and knock out Volcano while they were there, Tetron said, nah, I'm gonna go explore the new world. Now they're kind of following his footsteps.
Gouda talking to the hint NPC in Gaia. Unfortunately, it reveals the Oxiel location, which everyone already has. Meanwhile, I spy Forsaken making the decision to be done with opening marked boxes in Volcano to try and conserve some kind of resource for the end of it. Oh, and uses a warp trick to save... No, we're going all the way out. I was going to say to save movement on the way to carry, but we're not going to carry. We're just leaving. We'll come back when we have levels.
I mean, depending on what he has in his levels now, I could see warping out, saving, and going back in and not wanting to risk, like, everything we've gotten in there, but are we?
Are we?
And we are.
Looks like we are.
We want to be done with this place and never have to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Demon finding Katana, which is actually really good for his party if he class changes. It always feels a little bad when you get an early tail and then Bahama's just like, good luck finding me. Which happens to kind of be the case so far.
Wait, was it Demon that found the katana?
He just found one. Tetron hadn't found one. Oh, does he not? I thought he did.
He's the only person.
Oh, no, yeah, never mind. He went 3. Never mind.
Yeah.
Tetron, on the other hand, finding very chunky booties to put up a heck of a fight. Feels a little bad because we know that red mage could have life too, and Unfortunately, we are still rocking level 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so unfortunately, life. But bright side, now he doesn't need life to bring his fighter back? Question mark.
Yeah.
We're looking for the. We're just being optimistic over here. We see nothing bad. Just it was a way to bring your fighter back. That's all. Thankfully, all we lost was a little bit of levels and a light axe. Say so. Question, because you're smarter than me at this, and you might know. And I had never thought to look in one of these in the empty cardias. But can boxes be relocated into an empty cardia?
No, they cannot.
Oh, thank
Because
goodness.
boxes can only be located inside of rooms. So if there's no rooms, it can't be there. And both of the empty cardias have no rooms.
Gotcha. Today I learned. Thanks, Teach.
Yes, that would be terrible to have boxes both inside and outside of rooms. That would. Oh man.
4 years later, and you're still teaching me things. Appreciate it. Petron finding a little island that looks like that is only accessible by boat. And boy, I bet you he's glad he found that before getting the floater. Because boy, it is real unfun when you are flying in the air and then you go, oh wait, I need to go to this place. I can only get there by boat. Wait, where did I leave my boat 30 minutes ago?
Mm-hmm. Canoe, floor 2, right side of Sea Shrine. Well, that part of the location might not be accurate, but what is accurate is if we want canoe, we gotta go to Sea Shrine.
I believe we saw it somewhere. At least it looked. I thought I saw someone boat past it, but there's also a very good chance I'm wrong.
Oop, and Tetron walking. There's a Lefane there. Oh. Is it magic buying time? It's magic buying time.
Learning what we've all learned, most of white magic is crap. It's like I'm not even bothering with the other levels.
So Forsaken is going to be, I believe, our first runner on stream to tackle an incomplete Earth Cave. How could this work out for him? Well, possibility number 1, we find the floater. Possibility number 2, we find the rod.
Either one of those would be kind of huge. Because everyone else has seen Earth and everyone else is like, I'm not going in there if I can't complete it.
Chime or Ruby would also be a heck of a win if we found it in the first 3 floors of this. Even if we can't finish the rest of the cave. Like...
Bright side, at least, like, having more makes this Earth play a little easier to stomach. But still, it's one of the things you don't really want to do, but I can kind of see doing this. Yeah,
I feel like having a floater in here could theoretically negate the need for both ship and canoe and would be absolutely hilarious. So I'm kind of rooting for it.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Tetron finds Volcano and looking for boxes, about to pick up his loot.
Demon doing what I do. We're just gonna follow like the outline of the land until we find what we need.
Demon spotted Onrak and is now very interested in
Mhm.
figuring out how in the gosh dang we land on this island.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen it earlier. Like I said, I think it was with Tetron like going through, but I couldn't tell like if I was able to get there by ship. Oh, and it happened. The rotten earth.
Oh boy. Well,
Get on me, sir. Because like anybody who gets, so if we found Anorak, Demon will let us know shortly if we can get to Anorak.
mhm.
So if we get anything that leads us through, which it looks like maybe not, it's like we end up with access to like Anorak and Sky and everywhere else before we could get into Earth, and there's Sky.
Yeah.
Like that would be like everybody's full clearing everything before they go to Earth looking for the rod. That's just how it is.
So, the northern megacontinent, you need the airship to land on so that you can get your canoe. Yes, that's right. Today, floater is required for canoe.
That might be a first. At least that I've seen in practices and races.
Mhm. It's not the way that's usually supposed to happen.
Also, we've had a. Does it look like Gouda found the bottle in Marsh Locked? Like, if that leads to something, that could also be huge. Because a lot of times, like, you're not, like,
Ooh.
wanting to go to to Marsh, back to Marsh Locked for anything. So, like, if that bottle leads to something we need, that could be huge for Gouda.
Gouda deciding, no, I'm gonna chase this key because I'm terrified of locked rooms. Gets a Mazda +4 in TOF lock. That's a surprise.
Like, you've got all these ribbons, and now you have a Mazda +4. I wouldn't touch another marked box. Unless I was worried about maybe levels.
Mm-hmm. Getting a look at levels right now, I saw Forsaken hovering around 15-16. Last I got Demon Frog, his party, all three of them were around 22-23. Let me see if I can catch where Gouda and Tetron are at. Tetron is crossing the 17-18 mark across the board. Gouda, based on the fighters' levels, that's got to be somewhere around 19-20.
Yeah. Like, I couldn't tell you based on numbers alone, but, like, they kind of look around 20-ish.
Mm-hmm. Go to open your menu. The ocean's dangerous. You want to save.
I mean, he's on a delay. He might not hear you for 10 minutes. We might be waiting a while.
That's true. Well, right now he's sailing around the megacontinent and getting the bad news that he actually can't dock anywhere on it.
So we know our float boat leads to our little boat, but do we actually need the little?
That's an interesting question.
Because if we can, the two places we need the floater for, are
Yep.
Onrak and Sky. So I don't even think we need the floater. Or not the
Well, we
floater,
need-
the canoe.
We need the floater, but the canoe might be entirely optional today, because unless there was some weird thing where like you have to cross a river to get to the Mirage Desert, then yeah, we're good to go.
It looked. I couldn't see really well, but yeah, like if you could. Well, that was a heck of a reset back. Did you mean to do that, Gouda?
I'm gonna assume yes,
Oh, I hope so.
but now we've forgotten where we parked our boat.
Ruh-roh.
There it is.
So it looks like
Meanwhile-
he's trying to go in a different direction. So that reset might have been on purpose, and if that's the case, it's kind of smart.
So Forsaken down on Earth 4 gets the ruby.
Oh boy.
Man, this Earth cave is monstrously loaded.
Okay, so it was a little hard to tell on the Sky on Rock Island.
Mhm.
But I wonder if there was another entrance there that Titans leads to.
So we could have both canoe and floater optional? Whoa, this is possible. But right now what I'm kind of looking at is no one has sight of the chime, and I don't recall seeing a hint NPC talk about the chime. So chime might be in the path through the Titan wormhole.
We've got a couple boxes left here in Earth. We've got Titan still to check, and we've got... Once we get over there, possibly Sky.
Mm-hmm.
See, oh yeah, we've got a bottle turn-in. It could be the bottle turn-in. This seed has proven to be very NPC key item heavy.
Yeah. Oh no, it's an encounter with the Grimps! Run! Run! Oh, we got away. Okay, we're good.
Also, we haven't seen Bahamut, which could, at least I don't recall, which could have boxes there also.
Correct. We have not seen Bahamut, and that could be through the wormhole, and could have a chime in it.
Gouda gonna show us what our bottle is. And it's Astos.
And I believe Astos was holding the chime. So the dream of the Titan wormhole, I believe, is done. Unless that Titan wormhole leads us to walking distance from Onrak and Mirage, then it's alive again.
Or it's our floater.
Yeah, either or. Meanwhile, Forsaken versus the mighty Lich. Lich hugs the Black Mage, recognizing that it is the most lethal threat there. Melee swings in, 6 hits 461. Lich inexplicably there, 3 hits 44. Never mind, we're done. Forsaken first on stream at 2 orbs. And we're right next to the stupid Titans tunnel, so let's find out if this is good news or bad news.
If this leads to floater or the Onrak Sky Island,
This is huge.
that Earth plate was, I mean, it's already pretty darn big, but like, it's massive. I mean, we still need to do Gaia, or Marsh Locked. So, like, Marsh Locked having the bottle ace of the chime is still really big for Gouda. Demon trying to talk.
Yeah, you can't talk your way past the Titan. He's hungry.
I was gonna say, you can't show up without snacks.
Yeah. That's a major party foul, my dude. And then away he walks from Earth Cave, where the ruby is. Oh, it hurts to watch. Meanwhile, Forsaken, there's 2 mark boxes in Titans. One of them with a gold +4 bracelet. That's very, very huge, especially for that black mage. We're not going to find any armor better than that.
We did see them in one of the shops. I don't remember exactly which town. And they weren't too expensive. So like at some point, like we've got enough money. So if they come across them, they'll be able to buy them.
Mhm.
But if you don't have them, they're definitely nice to find.
And our wormhole dumped us in
On an
striking
island.
distance. I believe that's striking distance of Mirage. But not Onrak.
Where we go?
Or no, that's not Mirage. That's a weird cave. That's a Bahamut cave. Okay. No. You want that. You want to be all grown up.
Gotta save in case we fight something in a box that's mean.
I guess. Meanwhile, Gouda saying, I mean, I guess I'll do Earth Cave. I've run out of other things to do.
My goodness. Alright,
Oh
so
my god.
Titans leads the floater.
So Forsaken in a commanding lead right now.
Rod in Earth with a ruby that leads to the floater on an island, and a bottle that leads to Chimed in Marshlock of all places. I have a feeling I'm gonna have some people mad at me for rolling this later.
Chat pointing out that boat entirely optional. Everyone who's been sailing around like a maniac for half an hour has been wasting their time. Oh man.
Oh, feels bad. Feels real bad. Oh man.
The demon is headed down to the lock in Marsh Bottom, which, as I recall from our trackers, the bottle is down there, and we know that the bottle turns into the chime.
Yep.
So this is a good play, but it's not quite, the catch-up play right now.
No, but the thing is, like, after this, he has nowhere else to go but Earth. So
Yeah.
he's probably doing this thinking Rod possibly here to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Which either way, he's going to get something he needs, and then he's going to be like, oh man, I got to go to Earth.
That's the part I hate about this, is I would be doing the exact same thing in this scenario. I would look at this and I'd say, no, I'm not going to Earth until I have Rod in my hand, and I would full clear everything else and then just be like, I can't believe that's what today is.
Just sad noises all around.
Looks like Forsaken was making a run at trying to go west to hit up Onrak or Mirage, but sadly there is no land bridge, so we're just going to have to take our stream first floater back through the Titan wormhole that only we have access to. So 52 minutes in, Forsaken about to go get the airship. Forsaken's major problem is that he needs to pull one more galaxy brain out of the hat and go do Marsh Bottom so that we can get the chime. But other than that, we're just doing everything else. Gouda's hot on the trail of the last piece of the puzzle for him, that floater. Tetron, now on the scene of the crime, going to be getting the floater eventually, but behind Gouda. Demon Frog very stubbornly refuses to commit to the bad play, but I'm sure we'll find him there shortly.
I think he's headed Or at least looking for Gaia, probably for that bottle turret.
Oh, that's right. We got to do that first.
And then sad noises all the way back to Earth. Forsaken, now doing the pirates, about to get a boat. He doesn't need. Thing is, I don't know if he doesn't know that because I don't know if he headed far enough north to see the floater dock yet.
Oh no.
He was
No.
clearing entrances as he saw them, and I'm pretty sure it was past Earth. And I don't know if he went up that way.
Forsaken, please. I can't take much more of this. Chat wondering if he got Bickied. That would be a hilarious blessing.
Yeah, that might be the first time in the history of that ever happening where it actually works out for the best.
Oh. Final Fantasy Randomizer. It is not always this.
I still think we should put that on t-shirts. I'm pretty sure that's pinned in our PMs from like 2 years ago. It's a t-shirt idea. I still stand by it.
Uh-huh.
Also, I didn't...
Meanwhile, Mark's box in Earth Cave that Tetron just got was a ruse stick, and I don't know if I've seen anybody else get that.
I know we've seen others in that room because that's where Rod was. So I'd say at least, like, okay, so Forsaken did, Tetron did. I didn't see if Buddha got it or not, but I was watching the mini adventures on the other side after I saw him get his rod. Okay, so he did get the bow.
Mm-hmm. All right, just go north. Just turn north, 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 north. Oh, we did it. Okay.
He's like, oh, it's there. Oh boy.
You gotta get in. There you go. First in the air, 55-33, Forsaken Sadness with a 2-orb lead. Gouda about to drive over the speed bump. Tetron. Geist with Lightning 3. That's a miserable thing to find halfway through Earth. Demon Frog. Loudly grinding his teeth as he stomps towards Earth Cave.
I will apologize a lot later tonight in team chat. It's fine. It's fine.
And there's Forsaken picking up the key, so now, like, all he needs is Marsh Bottom to get the chime. Tetron is going to be in a similar position. Tetron's going to need Marsh Bottom to get the chime, but has Adamant in his inventory, so if he does go to turn in Adamant, he'll have the cube.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on whether or not Tetron has checked keylock boxes in Dwarf Cave, that might be a natural kind of next step. So I'm not terribly worried about him getting the cube. That chime, though, that is in a rough, rough spot. And I feel like you only would have found it if you rode the struggle bus for the first hour of this seed.
Mm-hmm. Old demon with that pause as he walked into Earth Cave, just like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
It's not where I want to be. Can't believe I'm doing this because I don't want to be here.
Mm-hmm. First glimpse of Matoya. Not a whole heck of a lot we're gonna want in here, I don't think. Because I feel like we found all the big ticket items. We found our 3 ribbons, we found our Maza, we found our defense, we found our bonk, we found our ruse stick. What else is there left to get? We found our Vorpal. There's Gouda. Very loudly exclaiming that he's got his floater somewhere in the Midwest.
Oh, don't tell anybody I'm racing on Thursday, but if Earth is an option, I don't have a rod. I'm doing it. I'll be sad on the 3rd floor with no way to warp or exit out and not find anything because that's the way it'll work out, but I'm doing it anyway.
Phoenix, one of our 2 trackers in chat, pointing out the canoe is all we're missing. As best I can tell, Demon Frog is the only runner on stream who knows that it's in C, and also is about to realize that he doesn't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Etron, considering whether or not he wants to open the box for the white shirt, decides to go for it.
Forsaken in the town we need him in, but without the item he needs to be in there with.
Yep.
Feels a little bad.
So, Gouda is our first runner on stream in Go mode, and we'll see where he decides to land, but... Yep, there you
So we know he has to be able to.
Well, we're apparently not going to do Mirage just yet. We really want to find something.
What? I do not know. Unless he didn't think he could land there somewhere. Which, pretty sure. Yeah, buddy, let's go back to your left a little.
Yep, that's the other spot you need. Alright, we're landing here. Maybe that is an unlandable spot. It's real hard to tell, though.
Maybe he just had a bunch of frequent flyer miles that we were unaware of. He was trying to use while he had the time.
Oop. All please rise. This run has been blessed by the blue stake.
Very briefly, but it was. Mazapur do that. Also, hello, Raiders from Speed Gaming 2.
Welcome to ProcGen Overworld, where nothing makes sense.
True. And these flags, you don't know where you're going and where anything is, and when you get there, you still don't know. Because we flipped the globe around a bunch, and then we took all the locations and shook all the boxes loose and just let them fall where they went.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Forsaken has an airship.
He sure does.
And, he's going to unlandable islands because he doesn't have the chime. Okay,
no. Smart if you don't think to go to Marsh Loft. However, feels real bad.
We did call for him to make additional Galaxy Brain plays, however, this is not the direction we wanted to steer him in.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Rampaged through Mirage Sky. I don't think he opened a single box. He has decided he is done with the seed. Fast goes off on the Ninja. Tempered goes off on the Knight. Maza swing. 6 hits 221. Excal swing. 3 hits 476. We got some damage. We're already going to quad extrats. 3 hits 476. Down goes Tia.
Actually, we were going to try quad extracts.
And now it's just short walking distance down to Onrak as Tetron picks up the floater, third on stream to do so. Gonna promote while we're here.
Oh, demon. Did we? Okay. For a second there, I thought he exited, and I was like, no, wait. We went through right.
Yeah, nope, yeah, that's the right end. Demon about to pick up the floater. Last on stream to do so, but he'll be second on stream in go mode.
Yeah, he literally just has to get in the air and do exactly as Gouda did and just...
Yep. And Forsaken back in the boat. Gonna look for anything that leads to that chime, but... Oh, man.
Also, if he goes back into his menu, I need to... Demon, need to go to your weapons menu, please. Unless I completely missed it a second ago. I saw him putting the X-Cal on his fighter. He was in Toph and did Toph lock. Am I partially blind and didn't see the Mazda?
Was he in?
I could have sworn he did Toph or locked when he was looking for... No, because I thought Demon did, because he was checking all the key lock boxes, remember? Because before he went into Earth.
Well, it's possible we're spreading out melee for our Fiend kills. Like, we have the X-Cow on our... we have the X-Cal on the Knight, we have the Maza on, like, the Red Mage or Black Mage or something.
Well,
Red Mage is actually probably swinging that defense +4.
Possibly,
or... powerful melee.
I see that, or he just didn't open the box because he's like, I got stuff, so I'm not worried about it, because it would have been in a marked chest.
Right.
So I don't know if he's got the Maz or not, because I know it was in the bottom right key locked room in Toph. I know he was checking those.
There's Demon Frog headed for Mirage Tower. Meanwhile, Gouda back in the airship. I have to assume water orb in hand. And headed towards Topher. Headed towards Lefane. Gonna go pick up some magic for that Knight and Ninja.
A question in chat. Is this map random as well? It sure is.
Mm-hmm.
We like to call this Proc-Gen Overworld, in which every time you roll a seed, you get a new overworld map.
And Forsaken apparently just bonked off Mirage and now understands. No, yep. That's a neat thing. We've got a perfectly serviceable on-rack right over here, and we've got Oxio in hand. This is not correct, but this is a smart move. And we can use this to fix our levels. There's lots of reasons that the C play should work out. It's just very unfortunate that it won't. As Gouda, first in Topher at 107.
Lich proving that you were one ribbon short.
What happened to that ninja? I looked away.
Lich opened with crack.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
He said, here, have 3 ribbons. And Lich said, haha, that's cute.
So Forsaken is going to full clear C and have a very bad time. Tetron is about to join him. Tetron looking for both Chime and Cube. Forsaken just looking for Chime. Meanwhile, in Topher, Kraken being kind with Lightning 2. Mazda Swing going out, 2 hits 66. Double fasts went out. Let's see what this Knight can do. 8 hits 917. Goodbye, Kraken 2. Demon Frog about to go mode Stampede. But finds the level 7 nuke. Yeah, we'll take that. That's runnable. As Gouda takes on Tia 2. Going with Lightning 3's a 30 damage, chip damage Lightning 3, getting through Tia 2. We're on our way to Chaos. Gonna do some party jiggling real quick. Gonna do some gear shuffling. First Chaos fight on stream. Here we go. Fast to the Ninja. Nope. Fast to the Ninja. Nope. Fast to the Ninja. And Fast to the Knight. Ruse Stacks and Swing. Both fasts going off immediately. Here comes the Zap. Down goes the Black Mage. Everyone else resists. Defense goes off. Test Swing. 7 hits 299. I feel like we're good on accuracy. No lock charges needed today. Temper going off on the Knight. Power Bonk going off on the Knight. We're going to get this Knight into orbit. Knight gets slapped in the face for under 100 damage. 8 hits 245 out of the Ninja. Final Temper going out. And to double swing strats. Maza. 7 hits 193. Seems good. Fire 2 does Fire 2 things. Excal Swing. 10 hits 756, and just like that, Chaos is down. Gouda finishing first on stream, second place overall, with a time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 15 seconds. GG. Finishing ahead of him, 757 at 101.18. So 757 all alone in bucket 1, and Gouda opens bucket 2.
My first question for anybody running this is going to be, how fast did you do Earth?
Well, I can take a guess on one of our already finished. And we're joined in the booth by Gouda. How's it going?
That seed can do certain things that I'm not allowed to say on speed gaming. I would have been right there with 757 had I not sailed around the world 3 flippin' times. Going, where in the heck is my port so I can get right here where I need to be? This seat is floaterless. No, it is portless.
Yeah, it turns out it was boatless canoeless.
I'd say, well, it make you feel any better. You weren't the only one on stream who did many laps around that island looking for a dock just to be like, come on.
And I was looking at the map and I'm like, all right, what entrances did I miss? I'm like, oh, there's these 2 little flashy things right here, like 5 steps from Corneria. Oh, okay. I guess I should go check out what those are. Oh, that's progression? My bad. Guess I'm done now.
So, what I will say is that on stream, you and Demon Frog, your forced run around the world arguably set you up for success, because you're the only 2 on stream so far that have picked up the chime. Because you fished it out of effectively marsh locked, because you refused to do Earthcave for the longest time. I get it.
It's like the 2 places you don't want it. Like, you never want to do Earth without the rod. And if you don't have the key, you don't want to go back to Marsh and look for anything. And both happened today, and I am sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it was Rodless Earth, and I'm in there going, I'm going to get Ruby out of this, and I'm going to go back. I'm going to go through the Ruby lock, and I'm going to find some long freaking dungeon on the other side, and I'm going to have to fish Rod out of there. At least I have Warp. Oh my goodness. I don't think Forsaken Sadness or Tetron realized that they don't need the canoe. Like, once I realized I didn't need the canoe, I was like, all right, here we go.
They're both... So, Tetron's looking for Chime and Cube, and
Oh,
Forsaken is
no.
looking for the chime.
They got
That's
it in
why-
the air.
That's why they're
Yeah.
in C, because C's got like 40 boxes in it. That's gotta have what we're looking for, right?
Yeah, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I went back and I'm like, I missed something. I did these key dungeons before I had key, and I know there's something in there because these seeds, I've done 3 of them, and they tend to front load literally everything except for the one item you're looking for, which is, thankfully, I've only had 1 loot hunt. But basically, every single seed that I've done so far has been not required C for sure. And then most of them have been not required air or sky, Mirage or sky.
So Demon Frog, second to the Chaos fight, going with Fast and Temper strats on the Knight. Nuke Charge is already coming out of the Black Wizard, continuing to temper that Knight. We've got no defenses to rely on, but Chaos going ham with the melee. 9 hits 729 out of that Knight. Chaos doesn't have long. Nuke for 176. Down goes Chaos. Second place on stream is good enough for 4th place overall. Demon Frog finishing 1 hour, 14 minutes, 14 seconds. Just ahead was Chanigan, 3rd place, 1 hour, 12 minutes, 12 seconds. Just squeaking in before that second bucket closed. Demon Frog has opened bucket 3. And we're joined by our 2nd place finisher, Demon Frog. How's it going, man? Good, huh?
Yeah, I was exactly what I was expecting out of him after I chatted with him a little bit after this was done.
I formally invite you, Demon, to say all the things to me that you'd like to say about the seed in our group team chat that you're not allowed to say on air when this is done.
When you can't say anything nice, say nothing at all. It's life lessons.
I have not been this frustrated in a long time.
Oh, sorry.
It was my own doing. It was not seeing the caves and then doing 2 laps around the world in the crappy little boat with the crappy little encounter table going, okay, I might have to forfeit because I think I need the ruby and I don't know where the ruby is.
This front-loaded encounter table was absolutely also god-awful. Where it's like, hey, look, 5 encounters, bam, 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 bam. At least I knew after that I could walk for a little ways.
Yeah, I tried to reset. I'm like, reset, walk, reset, walk, reset, walk. Did I find my keys right? What's wrong?
Yeah, this was something. And if you don't know, if you haven't played a lot of Entrance and Floor Shuffle, which is essentially what Mix Up the Boxes and Mix Up the World is an Entrance and Floor Shuffle, well, just mostly Entrance Shuffle. But if you haven't played a lot of that, and you haven't played Oops All Loose, which is something that we used to do like daily back in the day, and yeah, it's rough. It can be real rough.
You both and Tetron all saw Earth and went, no, and left. Forsaken was the only one who saw it and went in, so he was first to get in, first to get the rod, get the ruby started, get in the air, first for all of it. Unfortunately, we're now on the where did I miss the chime at, because you two were the only ones to do all the key locks once you had it. So you got the model.
So I was well beyond frustrated at this point. Was Marcia required double dip, or could you have
required double
your way into the key before that?
Well, I think you could have got the. Where was the key?
The key was on Princess Sarah, so you could have, in theory, killed Garland, and then whipped your way around up top and around. But it just literally would have made no sense as far as
routing was highly unlikely to do it that way.
Required, but once you were there, you're not going to walk halfway around the continent, just to come back. Okay.
Yeah, you would have had to have seen Marsh, skipped it completely, went done other stuff, and then come back. Which, when there's so many loose and it's early in the beginning, and they can be there, basically no one's gonna do that.
Yeah. And so Danny, I did Earth Cave on my first go because it was literally the only place I had left to go.
Yep.
Oh.
I'd already sailed around the entire world, and I'm like, all right, I missed an entrance somewhere, and I don't have any clue where this entrance
You
is.
missed it? Okay.
Yep,
I
I
just
went
straight up
around
You
missed
that
would've seen
northern
it.
continent twice going, I had to have missed a dock. There has to be a dock somewhere.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
But one thing I've noticed with these Proc-Gen overworlds is one island or one entrance something almost always requires a boat or the ruby. You can't land on it with the airship. There's always something locked behind
Uh-huh.
the boat or the ruby. So I was like, that
I
has
feel
to
like
be
it's
it.
two. I feel like one of them is ship locked and one of them is ruby locked. And that's just how they're always. Oh, Tetron is finally going down into Marsh Cave. He's gonna find his bottle and be really sad. Like, oh
Yep.
no, it's just a bottle.
Well, Tetron has half of it. The other half is taking that adamant back to Dwarf Cave and turning it in for the cube.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I want to have a word with Oops All Loose because I think almost every practice I've done has had something land on an NPC, and that's
Uh-huh.
just not right. I don't
Not-
like it.
I've had a
just-
lot of practices where like there's been probably 2 or 3, but I think this was well above that.
Mm-hmm.
So Sarah had the key. One of the dwarfs had
You.
whatever.
Cube. Yep.
Cube.
Yeah, cube.
And then
Fairy head chime.
Fairy head chime.
Yep.
So
There was something else. I don't remember what it was, but I'm almost certain there was something else.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
when I turned in the bottle to the chime, you probably felt a disturbance in the force because that's where that's where the ruby is. Okay.
Oh
Chime.
yeah.
Ah!
Vicky had the
that's what I
boat.
felt too. That's,
That's
right.
what I
Vicky,
remember.
Vicky had
the boat.
vanilla boat.
Oh yeah. Vanilla boat. I remember that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What a game. What a
Just like the
seed.
game said, you've absolutely just destroyed what this used to be. Nothing is the same as it was. We're at least having a vanilla boat, darn it.
I do want to shout out for me the MVP being the Silver Axe +1 I found just before carry.
Uh-huh.
Same.
I
Silver
was
Axe
like,
plus
well-
one and the 2 free fast and temper charges. Like, all right, I guess this is all we need.
Yeah, I saw Demon go in that fight, and I was like, what is he swinging? And then I
Oh,
see it, and I go, oh, it's an axe. Okay.
Oh, before that axe, I was swinging a large knife +2. That's all I have. Like, well, I'm this deep. It's gonna happen one way or another. I've watched Canuck do it with a silver knife. I'm gonna do it with a large knife.
Uh-huh.
Watch Spells Up do it with a scimitar.
Mhm.
It,
For the
it can
longest
be
time,
done.
for the longest time, the two of you had the on-stream ore bleed at 1 apiece
Whoop, whoop.
until you got overtaken by Forsaken.
With that earth dive.
Yep.
Yeah, it feels real bad when you're like, oh, I'm in the air at an hour mark. Fantastic. Now, once you're in the air, it went real quick. But
Mhm.
yeah.
I've had quite a few of these practices where it's literally, I get in the air at an hour 5, and I have literally nothing to do but like quickly take out the last 2 orbs and hit Topher.
hmm Apparently, Tetron did have the cube at some point because we're now in Sky doing the last bit to get into Topher. Meanwhile, Forsaken. I know you don't want to, but you gotta go back to Marshlock.
I'm worried that maybe he's forgotten about Marshlocked.
Entirely possible.
See,
I know
the
I
se-
would have.
See, the thing is one of the hint givers said, oh, bottle in Marsh 3 after I cleared Marsh. I'm like, oh, that's Marshlock. But it's Oops All Loose. Who cares, right?
Yeah, so anybody wants to get into the randomizer, like ProcGen Overworld, absolutely the place that you should not start.
Definitely
Use one
not.
of our many, one of our many fine presets that are not ProcGen Overworld.
Beginner.
That and
Beginner's a good
the
one.
movie Chesty thing, because
Yeah.
there's rooms I'm like, oh, that room exists. Especially like in
Yeah.
C, there's rooms you never even knew were over there. They're so
Mhm.
far off the screen.
Yeah, so there were
Also-
two rooms that got me. One was the Marsh B2 room that's all the way over on the right. I totally forgot that room existed.
Uh-huh.
And Sarda's pottery room. I full
Oh,
cleared an
yeah.
entire game looking for Sarda's pottery room, and I'm like, what did I miss? And it
I
was
always
Sarda's
miss
pottery room.
the sky rooms with like the computers and stuff in it when you have to go south.
Yeah, I was telling before you got on here, Demon. I was telling Fizzle and Danny that I did 3 of these practice seeds, and there were exactly 0 of them that required a sea dive to actually find something, and only 1 that required sky, and that was to find the cube in the cube room.
Naturally.
Of course, why wouldn't it?
The one room that always trips me up, and I always remember it once I've gotten past it, is in ordeals. On the floor where the first, second, third, fourth pillar. That one side room on the top right. I always forget it. I walk right past it every time, and I'll be on my way out of ordeals, and I'm like, crap. I hope there's nothing in there.
The Thor hammer room.
To be fair, Danny, we did have a practice where you walked by the key.
That was one in Sky. It was on like the second floor, and I walked right past because you go right past it, and it was just right there, and I didn't even see it was there, and I just
you could have touched it as you walked by.
I
For a second.
I forfeit. And I'm like, I forfeit. Where's the key? And he told me, and I was like, Are you kidding me?
Let's appreciate how Tetron went left to start, saw that Lich had crack, got out, and then decided to go right, and then paused when he saw Lich again. That was fantastic, Tetron. Absolutely.
Sorry, it's refight
Chef's
all.
kiss. Oh, crack again!
Yeah, we saw that on yours, and it was like, yeah, Lich is like, the game's like, here, have 3 ribbons, and Lich is like, oh, that's cute. Sorry, you're losing a thief.
Oh yeah, that was one nice thing because I've had a practice where I messed myself up by not having any ribbons. Like, oh, here's 3 to make up for your idiocy from last time. Okay.
Oh, I'm Forsaken about to be real happy and sad.
I would be mad at the bottle. I would be genuinely upset because
Yeah,
I know that's not the thing I want.
I mean,
Yeah, but at
and
this
the other thing
point,
is
he's
that is on the
cleared.
opposite side of the continent. Well, I guess it's the only place he has to go, but
Yeah.
And it's easier to get there flying than it was boating. Boating, the port by Gaia was so flippin' far away. It was awful.
yeah, the one challenge I've found with ProcGen Overworld is you don't know if you want to take the boat or not because you don't know where the docks are. So it's like, I could take the boat, but I could have to come all the way back.
I mean, in theory, you always want to take the boat because the boat has a lower encounter rate. Except in this seed, where it was still 5 encounters in a row to start with because, LOL, we're just going to make you fight Sahags all day.
Well, if you don't know where the where docks are, like, yeah, it's a lower encounter rate and it moves faster, but if there's not a dock next to the town you need to go to, then tough luck, sail back, I guess.
So right now, Forsaken Sadness is thinking I had to have missed something because it's like a 1 in 300 chance that this is exactly what I'm looking for.
He's just staring at it like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's almost cathartic that Astos was the fairy. Like, oh, I get to punch something now.
Oh, so Tetron pulling up to chaos. Let's see how this goes.
I'm a little on stream delay here, but Tetron had like a 1300 hit with that knight on Tia 2. So that's a big hit.
We're going with Temper on the knight, Fast on the knight. Nope. White shirt gets some safety evasion strats. Single temper, single fast, and then a swing. Test swing with the Mazda. 5 hits, 218. Fast goes off. Temper goes off, but that red mage is already down to 1 knee. Evasion strats. We're at 1 stack of 6. We're going to try and cast the final temper with more evasion. Switching to nukes and a test swing. Temper goes off. That knight's as strong as it's going to get. Nuke for 158. 8 hits, 695. That's a good start. We're at 2 stacks of 6 for evasion. Here comes the sap. Everyone resists. What else we got? We're on white shirt nuke swing. Mazel Swing goes out 8. It's 8:58. Anticlimactic as all crap. Down goes Chaos. Tetron finishes 3rd on stream, is good enough for 7th overall, with a finish time of 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 6 seconds. Demon Frog opened bucket 3 back at 1 hour 14. 5th place, Not Young Me in bucket 3 at 1 hour 17:39. Moon Risen Phoenix in 6th, 1 hour 26:11, good enough to start bucket 4, and Tetron 2 minutes behind that. GG to our runners.
Where was Massa?
Topher Lock.
It-
Could have sworn I checked Topher Lock. Oh, I was skipping Xbox by then. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought I saw you look in there, and then I looked away, and then a little later I saw you, doing weapon jiggling, and I went, wait, hold on, I know he looked at that box. Did he not open that box? And then that's when I realized, like, no, you didn't get yours, because I know you went there because you were looking for time or whatever you needed left. But yeah.
Will get me through. Even I know it doesn't get the bonus versus chaos, but +4 fast and temper, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I used Excal on the knight, and I used the Masa on the ninja. It was good enough.
I don't usually like taking thieves, but with the accounting table the way it was, it probably would have been good to take one. Yeah.
And we're joined by our 3rd place finisher, Tetron. How's it going, man?
Oh, that chime.
Mhm.
Feels bad. Feels
Mhm.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
unfortunately, this seed rolled 2 things you never want. You never want to have to go back to Marshloft after you've been to Marsh. And you never want to have to do Rodless Earth. And this seed said, boy, do I have some unfun surprises for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I'm trying to think of a seed where I never had the canoe.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is the first seed I've ever seen that was boatless and canoeless.
Mhm.
Well, I did end up sailing around with the boat, and I think it was a waste of time. Actually, I took a really expensive wipe at one point because I was a dummy who didn't save.
Yeah,
Yeah,
3 of you got the boat and just headed off for the high seas. Forsaken Sadness dove Earth early, so he was first in the air by quite a bit.
Interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately, he did the same thing with the chime as you did.
Yeah, well, I was focusing on exploration. I'm like, volcano, nope, I'm level 10. Like, I'll come back later. Marsh, I full cleared that, but I didn't have the key, so it's like, I'll come, whatever. There's never anything important in Marsh locked, right?
No, never.
Never. And in Tetron, the great thing about level 10 is when you find a box of 4 Agamas, suddenly you're level 15.
Or
Yeah.
you find a box of 4 worms with Blizzard and go, uh-oh.
I
Uh-huh.
also found those, and I went, I don't need whatever's in here. Like,
Oh, those worms, those I got wiped out by those things. Yeah, no, it was Blizzard followed by Thunder.
Lucky you for making it past the Blizzard.
Uh-huh.
I gotta say, Fizzle, this flag set, this is maximum chaos. I mean, proc gen with
Mhm.
all loose, with
Mhm.
shuffled chests.
Mhm.
This has gotta be.
I marked boxes with gear in them. Does that not make
Yeah.
it easier?
That was kind of cool. Except, yeah.
it does. I was talking to
did-
Seven after this, and he had indicated that he went black belt and just completely ignored all the trap chests because he didn't need any gear, and
Mhm.
he knew that there were no incentive items in there. So yeah, that actually did make it significantly faster.
Huh, fascinating.
Yeah, something I didn't even think about. I tried this flag set with a black belt for 5 seconds, and I said, "This is dumb." Nope.
Well, I didn't even think of that because all the good gear is behind trap chests, which means you're slogging through all these fights that you just wouldn't take otherwise. I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
I'm gonna open a ton of boxes. Of course, I should bring a fighter, and I mean the fighter was beefy as all hell, and
Mhm.
Chaos was, the Topher was cakewalk, but except for that what, 1 out of 100 crack that landed
Right.
on.
And
Actually-
I see Seven in chat saying the BB didn't need 42. That's exactly it. The
Mhm.
scaling on this was pretty tame for bosses, 70 to 150. 32 is all you need, especially if you can get fast and stuff. So you don't need 42, and if you specifically are trying to funnel XP onto that black belt, you can pretty reliably get that if you're taking fights in the sky.
So Forsaken on to the Chaos fight. First round manages to land both fasts in a timely manner. Sends out 600 damage. Incoming melee is not going to do much to the knight. That katana, 7 hits 64. Very spiky damage. 6 hits 113 out of the X-Cal. Nuke goes out for 133. Based on what we know, if we go one more all offense round, this should be good night. Here comes the zap. Everyone resists. X-Cal swing. 9 hits 217. Temper goes off after the nick of time. Nuke goes out for 236. Can this katana finish off? Yes, it can. 9 hits 283. Down goes Chaos.
GG.
Forsaken Sadness finishing 4th place on stream, good enough for 9th overall at 1 hour 34:28. Let's rewind slightly. Moonrisen Phoenix opened bucket 4 at 126.11. In 8th place, Papa Dukes, 1 hour 28:49. And that 1 hour 34:28 misses out on bucket 4. So Forsaken starts bucket 5. GG.
GG. And as Demon Frog and Fizzle were talking about the scaling, 2 of my 3 practice seeds that I did on this actually were either Thief Rainbow or like Thief White, Black, because I'm like, I'm gonna find at least one katana, probably gonna find Masa, and if not, I'll find Vorpal because it's there, and I'm opening boxes and I'm looking for gear. So I had no problem with Thief leading these flags, and it's because of the tame bosses.
And we're joined by 4th on stream, first in our hearts, Forsaken Sadness. How's it going, man?
Well, that was a bit rough after stumbling out of Corneria and bumping back into a restart, but I thought I did pretty good.
I thought you were re-rolling, and then you took the same party, and it's like, oh, this was a mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they're
didn't
oopsie.
save at the end, and then I was like, I'm good. Oh, I'm not good. And then I'm colorblind, so I couldn't see the flashy dots. So I was literally combing through trying to figure out where I was going for some of these places.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got some good news, bad news for you.
Alright.
The good news is that your Galaxy Brain Earth dive had you in a pretty commanding lead for a solid, I want to say, 10 to 20 minutes. You had 2 orbs before other people did. You were in the air before everyone else. You ignored the boat and didn't spend time sailing around the second megacontinent. But that also meant that you didn't go to Marshlock out of frustration for that chime.
Yeah, I got to the top of the map and I was sitting there and I'm like, alright, well I need Canoe. Where's Canoe? And then I looked everywhere, finally found Canoe, and then I was like, alright, it's gotta be in one of these 4 buildings. And there was nothing there, and I was like, well, I have a key. Where am I going now? Luckily, it didn't take me too long to find the chime, but I literally had to reread that message that the fairy popped up. I was like, what? You're Astro, but you have my chime. Wait, huh? Oh. And then after that, I was just like, I'm done. We're going to Chaos and killing them. I don't even think I opened more than like one other chest, and I only did that because I was like, maybe I'll grab that.
So
But I will. I was gonna say
No.
these have been fun flags. I'll say that much.
So I've been talking a little bit. I've been asking our runners a lot of questions. Danny, do you have any questions for our runners?
More of an apology than a question. I'm sorry. I know not what I do when I click the button and roll the seeds. I promise.
Hey, it's fine. I found the loot right away and then realized I had no way of healing myself or getting spells back. So I was like, I'll just come back for it later. I liked everything where it was, except that I didn't know how many loose items there actually were, and my brain was like 7. 7's all you need to find. And then I found another one, and I was like, maybe 8 or 9 or 12.
Then I think we're gonna move this along to final thoughts. We'll start with first place on stream Gouda. Final thoughts.
Never again. I don't want to do Proc Gen Overworld. I've played this game for 3.5 years now, and let's just keep the world where it belongs, man. Let's not blow it up and reorganize it. And like, I'm good with just entrance shuffle, entrance and floor shuffle, but this whole like, hey, look, we're gonna give you a whole new map. LOL. Oh, you don't need the canoe. You don't need a boat. You don't need none of that crap. Just blah blah blah. No, this is a ton of fun. I had a great time, and I'm just glad that it trolled everybody as much as it trolled me. So I'm looking forward to next week where we get Force 3 Man and 3 orbs, and I haven't done that, so should be a ton of fun. Team FF Rando, let's go!
Second place on stream Demon Frog. Final thoughts.
I love League so much because we just get to show off all the weird stuff, and this is one of the newer weird things. Even as frustrating as it was, this is really cool. So I've had fun. I haven't even looked. I don't even know what. I didn't know it was 3/4 until Gouda said it for next week. So I guess I got to start grinding that out. But yeah, it's been fun. Thanks everyone for commenting and restreaming and tracking. I don't know who's doing all the back end stuff, but thank you guys for that.
Third place on stream Tetron. Final thoughts.
Well, I created the ProcGen Overworld, and I spent an unbelievable amount of time working on it, and it is very exciting to see a whole tournament week on it, and it is fantastic, and it is everything I ever wanted it to be. So I'm glad everyone is having fun. But combining it with all loose, you're a monster, Fizzle. You're a monster. When I play my own maps, I use incentive items the way Entroper intended.
I mean, if you're gonna explore everything, right?
Exactly, and you had free bridge and free canal. I mean, come on! I made those gateways for a reason.
We got the guy making it racing. This isn't fair.
Right? He knows all the tricks.
I came in 7th place. Don't worry about me.
That's 2 ahead of me.
And fourth place Forsaken. Final thoughts.
So, this is my 3rd ProcGen world I've ever done. And I have to say, this is the easiest out of all of them, because I'm pretty sure the ones you sent me, Fizzle, were entrance floor shuffle, and ProcGen, just to make sure I knew what I was getting into.
That may have happened,
So,
yeah.
That is how you
honestly,
learn at Fizzle School of FFR.
That is very true. I had a lot of fun. This is great. I really wish I knew what the store incentive item was, if there even was one. And thank you guys for running this. You guys are amazing.
My co-coms, Danny, final thoughts.
If my practices are any indication, I promise you all I will suffer as much on Thursday as you did today. And for those watching, if you like seeing the world map redrawn and all the location boxes shook up like a snow globe, we've got 2 more races this week on our channel Thursday on the FFR channel, Final Fantasy Randomizer, Thursday at 8, and we'll be back on Speed Gaming channel to be determined Saturday night at 10. GG to all the runners. That was awful, and you handled it really well. Thanks to Dustplume and Phoenix for doing all the tracking and making sure Fizzle and I know what would sound like we're talking about, especially me, because I mean he's pretty good at this, but I'm not. And Fizzle, my favorite person. Thanks for doing comms with me.
Stick around, everyone. We're just barely a little over halfway through the league. We've got all kinds of fun stuff yet to come. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you all Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Good night, everyone.